were an ETF, what kind of an ETF would you be? Someone asked us a question actually once that we thought about as a midweek FTSE, where if Playing FTSE was an ETF, what would be in it? I'm not worried about too much of exactly what would be in you, Steve, but if you were an ETF, what would your theme be, and how much would you charge?
Well, I think that my answer to this is a really boring answer, because I think I would just be... Look, if I wasn't picking individual stocks, the only thing I would buy is an all-world ETF. I think I've said that enough times. My benchmark is VWRL. I don't want to buy VUSA because I don't know if America's dominance is going to continue with something like VWRL or VWRP or whatever the equivalent is, the Vanguard all-cap OEIC. Those three, between those three, or one of those three, gives me coverage to everything I need and will be algorithmically balanced to whoever wins. It's kind of like backing the winner, backing all 6 horses in the race almost, isn't it? But with a chance of winning 6% back. So I guess that's what I would be. As boring as that is, I would be an all-world ETF. And I think that sounds really dull, but I think that's what I would be. And you know what? I'd go under what's Vanguard 0.23. I'd undercut them 0.22.
0.22 for Steve's presumably all-weather pie that he's going to build on.
I have to buy 7,500 stocks and keep a spreadsheet, but I'll do it.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I mean, Vanguard automate this for a reason, right?
Yeah, but they also make like $1 trillion a year in profit out of it, don't they, or something? So
okay, I would probably do it for that in that case. I suppose I'm a bit more optimistic than you are on the US for what it's worth with these tracker things. But what I would note on that is your VWRL example you gave. I own some of that fund in Lifetime ISA. That is fairly heavily US weighted at the moment anyway, just because currently the biggest companies in the world do tend to be US ones. There are some other ones that kind of get in there and it's not all US like the S&P 500 is. But realistically, the size of Apple compared to the biggest companies in Europe, Japan or wherever, it's going to be much, much heavier weighted towards the States than it is anywhere else. So you kind of get the thought that I have, which is that I would weight towards America, given a choice, but VWRL does weight towards America. So another nice reason to be in that.
Yeah, and that's precisely the point, I guess, is that it's kind of like, yeah, I guess it is. It's just like backing all horse, isn't it? America is currently winning. If China becomes the new America, then that ETF will automatically rebalance and adjust those percentages to suit. So I think there'll be a little bit of pain if that was to happen, but you would expect these things to happen gradually, I guess, over a longer period of time, wouldn't you? So yeah, I guess I would be an all-world ETF.
Wow, you've turned into the boring one, Steve.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be some sort of blitzscaler thing that goes up and down like 30% every other week.
I started off by being like, I'd be like ARK, but I'd pick good companies. And then I thought, well, no, to be fair, I wouldn't. I think I probably do have a fairly boring investing style deep down. It's just that you've got to sometimes flex on that a little bit to try and go and get a little bit of alpha. You've got to go outside of your... sometimes a little bit outside of your comfort zone just to go and find, great stocks. I mean, I wouldn't have stumbled across something like ASML if I was sticking to my, all-world value investing mantra. I wouldn't have found Sartorius that ran up massively for me. So even like things like ITM Power and things like that back in the day when they ran up really, really large for me. Greatland Gold, there would be there would have been none of that, and they've given me the greatest return. So yes, I think it's good to have really steady stuff in your portfolio. I'm in the Moser camp at the moment. My brain is in the Jason Moser from the Motley Fool camp, where have the steady stuff and have the exciting stuff all in the same basket, but weigh yourself down for the companies that are going to do you the 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10% returns every year, and then have a little bit of magic stuff on the side that might go absolutely crazy. And I guess that's just where I am at the moment. I guess the market's beating me into this kind of corner.